Once, in a kingdom nestled between towering mountains and endless rivers, there was a young king named Alden. His reign was just, but his heart was heavy. The throne was cold, and his eyes often wandered beyond the palace walls, longing for something he couldn't quite grasp. One day, while taking a solitary ride through the village in disguise, he came across a young woman sitting by the side of the road. Her hair was wild, a cascade of curls that framed her face, and her clothes were simple, worn from years of hardship. She was singing softly to herself, her voice as sweet as the wind that whispered through the mountain passes. Intrigued, King Alden stopped to listen. Her song was unlike anything he had heard before. It spoke of lost dreams and hopes reborn, of freedom and love. Her voice seemed to wrap around his heart, tugging at the loneliness within him. She looked up then, meeting his gaze with eyes that sparkled like the moonlit river. "I didn't see you there," she said, a hint of surprise in her voice. "Nor I you," King Alden replied, his own voice betraying the effect her song had on him. "Your song, it moves the soul." A blush colored her cheeks as she smiled shyly. "It's just a song," she said. "It's about seeing the unseen, hearing the unheard." They talked for hours, there by the roadside, sharing stories of dreams and fears. The king spoke none of his title or burdens, and she asked no questions of his origin. It was as though they understood each other beyond words. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the land, King Alden realized he had found what he'd been missing: a connection, a hope, an unexpected love. In the days that followed, he often returned to the village, seeking her out, listening to her songs, and learning from her simple wisdom. Her name was Alara, and she was as much a part of the land as the rivers and mountains. Their meetings, though brief, filled the young king with newfound purpose. With her heart intertwined with his, King Alden began to see his kingdom through new eyes. No longer were the walls of his palace confining. They were part of a greater story that he now shared with Alara. In time, the people of the kingdom came to know their king's secret trips, his love for a woman of the village. And with their blessing, he brought her to the palace as a queen not by birth, but by the bond she shared with the king and the song she sang that first captured his heart. Together, they ruled with both wisdom and compassion, their hearts forever bound by the song of the unseen. The throne was cold, and his eyes often wandered beyond the palace walls, longing for something he couldn't quite grasp. Her voice as sweet as the wind that whispered through the mountain passes. Her song was unlike anything he had heard before.